there or something.
All right, I'm going live over on YouTube. Looks like we have a couple of people already joining us over there. Hi, folks on YouTube. Feel free to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you have never joined me before for these beginner play alongs, the replays are available to everyone for all of them. So you can always go back and watch if you need to leave early or if you want to watch a previous play along. And you can make requests. And whether you're playing along with us or not, feel free to let us know what songs you want to play and hear. We will be working from my beginner songbook, which this past month had a great big update, so I added a bunch of songs in it. If you want to approach these from a more intermediate or all levels angle, come join us on Tuesdays when we're all on Zoom and you can play along, and there's an even bigger songbook for those. But today we'll make sure to keep all the instruction really simple so that it'll be beginner friendly. And if that's not your level, then you can of course modify it to make it more complicated for yourself if that's what's fun for you. But I will share all the chords on the screen. And if you want to have it on your own device, you can get those chords for free from my website, newukenewyork.com, from my Patreon in a public post that anybody can access. I think there's a link to it as well in the YouTube description box. So let me put it up on the screen and we'll get started. And folks on Zoom can either unmute themselves or put their requests in the chat. And folks on YouTube can put their requests in the chat. And we'll just see how many songs we have time to play today. And as a little plug for my Patreon, next month I'm going to start doing a patron teaching jam where we play fewer questions and give people even more time to ask questions. You can always ask a question, in between the songs here, but we'll spend even more time working on stuff that people want to work on in those patron-only teaching jams. So that'll be added next month to our content. Any requests to start us off? Since we're in a beginner jam, I'm happy to do any of these as a warm-up. I don't have a particular one in mind today. And there's 2 pages of our index, so if you know you want one that's further in the alphabet, you can always pick something else if you have it in front of you, or I'll show it next time around.
About 500 miles.
Great. And here's Jennifer coming into the Zoom. Let's look at 500 miles. So you've got a couple of options. With any song, you could approach it from a picking or strumming angle, but for beginners, it's especially easy to pick on the slower songs, and this one's a little bit slower. Hey, Jennifer. So we'll be looking at this from both angles, and people should play whatever's at your level, whatever interests you. If you're interested in playing, a fairly simple picking pattern, you're going to want to do it in like a 1, 2, 3, 4 or an 8 count. So you could do something like go from your G string to your C string. I'm doing it on the C chord. And maybe that's a good picking warm up. If you want to do a beginner picking warm up, just you do it about twice per chord. The timing would work like miss the train I'm on. Oh, actually, then you just do it once. You will know that I am gone. You could, of course, pick it faster, but for a beginner, that's a nice sort of speed to pick at, and just do G, C, E, A. I have a low G tuning, but it will work with high G as well. It'll just sound a little different. So that maybe that's how I'll play it, but if you would rather just strum it, I would suggest you could do the same count with strums, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you could just play the 1 beat and do single strums, or you could play 1 and 3, 1 miss the train I'm on, and that would be a nice way to do it too, since this song's a little more contemplative. All right, so let's try it. I'll pick it, but if you want to strum it, just pick any of those 4 beats that I'm picking to strum along. Lori is leaving for a birthday dinner. Sorry to miss you, but thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you'll join us for the next one or come back to the replay if that's fun for you later. All right, let's do the intro. We'll do the 4 count for each of these chords as well in the intro until that very last one with the forward slash. We can just play a single strum if you want for that one, or you can pluck them all if you're picking. That would be nice too. All right, so let's try this one. Let me just go up a little further so we can see that E minor chord. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, C, A minor, and happy birthday, Lori. 2, 3, 4, F, D minor, G7, C. If you ones, we only have time to do a 2 count. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow. 100 miles. Just play the F if you don't want to play that slash chord. Lord, I'm one. Lord, I'm two. Lord, I'm three. Lord, I'm four. Lord, I'm 500 miles from my home. 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles. Lord, I'm 500 miles from my home. Not a shirt on my back, not a penny to my name. Lord, I can't go home this away. This away, this away, this away, this away. Lord, I can't go home this away. If you miss the train I'm on, you know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow. 100 miles. All right, that's a nice warm-up. I saw a song on the index that I want to do as a strumming warm-up next. If you've already strummed, that's fine, but for me, I'll warm up with this one, X's and O's by L. King. Oops, just went past it. Oh, maybe it's actually, well, I know I added it. What did I do? It said it's after 8. Let's see. I know what we can do. We can search it. And if it's in the wrong alphabet order, I will just, okay, there it is. And let's just see, what did I do? Oh, that's after Edelweiss. Okay, good, I just missed it. Great, so X's and O's is a great song. It does add a B7 chord, and so I've given you 2 ways to play the B7. If you're comfortable with an E minor chord, you might want to keep it on that shape. If you're comfortable with bar chords already, you can do the B7 as a bar chord, but whichever way works for you can work. And this song is a nice one because you can do kind of, if you're practicing your chucking, you can do a chucking strum. If you're not, then you can substitute all those chucks with down strums. So basically, you can do a regular island strum, and I'll do it on the E minor chord, down, down, up, down, up. If you're not island strumming yet, you can also do a down, down, up in that same time space. And if you're chucking, you can try doing a down, chuck, up, chuck, up. Which is fun to do on this song because it has a nice beat, but I'll keep it simple for my leading, and I'll just do it without the chuck, and you throw it in if you want to. Let's try this one with the, let's get it all on the page. It's got a little repeat of the chorus at the very end. So the names of the chords are going to go away, but you'll still be able to see your E minor and your G up there if that is helpful to you. All right, so we'll start off with 2 patterns of the E minor. If you're not doing island strum and you also think the down, down, up is too hard, just do single strums, or again, hit that 4. You can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, that would work too. All right, so island will sound like this with the intro, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 2. Well, I had me a boy, turned him into a man. I showed him all the things that he didn't understand. Whoa. For my B7, moving it towards my face. 1, 2, 3. Now there's one in California who's been cursed I gotta keep. 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me. They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. X's and the O's, they haunt me. Let go, they want me to make them up. They won't let go. X's and the O's, they haunt me. Let go. Instrumental section, E minor twice, and B7 once, back to E minor. I'm going to try the scrape strum on this one. 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me, climbing all the mountains and sailing on the sea. 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me, they always want to come, but they never want to leave. My exes and the O's, they haunt me. So I just wanted to show, since I didn't warn you that I was going to do that, let me make myself a little bigger here. And if you were not sure what I was doing when I said scraping, I know the folks here on Zoom have seen that before, but in case you're watching on YouTube, when I do that hit for the chorus, you can either stop the sound with one of your hands if you want, or you can just let it ring out, whatever you like. Then I continue in the strumming pattern, but I kind of hold my hand loosely over the strings. So I let go of that E minor a little bit, although I'm keeping my hands in the same shape, and I'm doing a hit and just continuing my strumming. So it could work with any strumming pattern you're doing this with, and that just gives you a little bit of rhythm there. If you like that, that's a fun thing to do. All right, so, and if that was too fast for you, which I know sometimes I take these a little fast because I get excited about the upbeat songs, you can always watch the replay and slow it down using the gear icon on YouTube. All right, so let's look at the second page of the index, but of course, pick a song from the first page if you want. If anybody's just joining us over on YouTube, feel free to make a request here. Let's see what's down at the bottom of here. I can make this a little smaller so we can maybe see everything. Let me know what else you want to play.
Shake It Off.
Great. This one was just added to both our songbooks. And it is, of course, the Taylor Swift song. This is a fun one because, again, if you're practicing your chucking, this is a great song to practice your chucking. You can do the whole thing on the same strum that we just did, island strum, or you can add in that chuck and do a chucking island strum. This one has a lot of rhythm to it in the original, so like that could be fun. Also, it's only got 3 chords, and so it's pretty simple to play if you're just beginner. You may not know that D minor yet, but it's a good one to get down in your first like 6 or 7 chords that you're playing. And for this one, I think, again, if you're not comfortable with that island strum that we've been talking about, the rock strum will also work. So maybe I will do that just to kind of model it so that if someone wants to try the difference, I think in our maybe previous video we did it with the island strum. And since we just did a whole song with island strum, we'll change it up and we'll do rock strum here. Of course, if you are a advanced enough player that you can play island strum while I'm playing rock strum, I welcome you to. But the way that the rock strum will work, it's this one that's written up here, down, 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 up, and those are on the beat. So you'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So that's the pattern that I'm going to play. You of course can deviate from that, but that is what I'm going to do for this song. There is a page turn here. Let me just scroll up a little bit to get us started. All right, let's see here. We'll scroll up to there. Okay, So I did also change the key. I mentioned this last time we played this. This is lower than the way that Taylor Swift sings it. So for anybody who finds she goes up a little too high for them, we will actually start our singing note, that I stay out too late, which is a high note when she does it, on the 3rd fret of your E string, which is a G note. So that's the note that we're going to sing, which is in your C chord, that note. Oops. Sorry, it's not in your E chord. Oh, it is. It's just low on my string. That's what it is. It's in that G. If you're playing a high G strung instrument, it'll be right there on your G string. If you're playing low G like me, then you'll have to sing it up the octave. But it is there. It is in your chord. Okay. So let's try this. Not too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do your C. 1. Here we go. I stay out too late. strumming here. Feel free to join me if you want, or you can just keep going with the regular strum. Here we go. Hey, hey, hey! Just think, while you've been getting down and out about the liars and the dirty, dirty cheats of the world, you could have been getting down to this sick beat. My ex-man brought his new girlfriend. She's like, oh my God, I'm just gonna shake it to the fella over there with the hella good hair. Won't you come on over, baby? We could shake, shake, shake. Here's your note. 'Cause the player's gonna play, 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 play. And the hater's gonna hate, 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 hate. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Our breaker's gonna break, 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 break. And the faker's gonna fake, 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 fake. Baby, I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Shake it off, need to learn some other Taylor Swift songs to add to our songbook. I've been working on August because it is August, but we'll see if I get it learned before the end of August. I don't know if that will happen. All right, what else do folks want to play? Oh, July. Great. Sorry, Jennifer, I missed that in the chat. That is another good month-related, summer-related one to do. This is a Noah Cyrus song. And I'm going to simplify it from what it looks like on the page. So there's some fancier things we can do with the strumming, and maybe I'll make a tutorial for this one day because there's some kind of fun things to try on this one for more intermediate players. But for anybody watching who's more of a beginner, we're going to kind of strip it down. And so I'm not going to do really this passing chord riff. What I'm going to do is go back to my island strum like we did 2 songs ago, or like maybe you did in that last one if that was more what you wanted to do. So that down, down, up, up, down, up. And I'm going to kind of give it a loose, like swing it a little bit. I'm not going to worry. It's not like that rock strum where you want to stay more regimented usually. So we're going to keep it kind of loose, and then when we get, just ignore the asterisks after the A minors. That would be if you're doing that riff. You don't need to worry about it when we're just playing this one. It's got very straightforward beginner chords. It does have a page turn, so let's kind of scroll to it a little bit. You know, NC means no chord, and so sometimes what I like to do at the end of these why we stay the same sections is hit that F as a down strum and then wait until I get to leave to start strumming again. So that's a nice thing to do if you want to be a little dramatic in that moment. Feel free. You can also ignore the mutes because that's another sort of more advanced thing to try for more advanced players. So let's just try this one. If you don't know this song, it's got enough repeat in it that it'll start to sound familiar probably about halfway through the song. All right, so let's try this island strum. And if you want to do a intro, we're going to do, we'll do these 4 chords here, A minor, C, F, F. We'll do 1 island strum per each of those, or if you're doing another strum, 1 4 count per each of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do this twice. So this is the first time through. This is the second time through. So tell strings out in the air there. You could keep playing that G through. You don't have to stop the strumming where I do. I just wanted to make it a little more like the original. I'm going to check my tuning real quick while we go back to the index here. Let's look at some more. Oops, I just dropped my tuner. I just realized I have not played this ukulele since I was out of town, and so unlike normally when I'm in tuning every day, this may not quite be, yeah, it's a little flat. That's what I was afraid of. Sorry about that. If you've been playing along and wondering why your instrument sounds different than mine, it's because I was flat. Not too bad though. All right, what else interests folks? Again, if you're over on YouTube and you've joined us recently and you've never joined us before, you're welcome to make requests from this too.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Lovely. All right. Somewhere Over the Rainbow. This is going to be more the is version, the Hawaiian cover of this. But I also have chords for the jazzier original by Harold Arlen and Harburg, more Judy Garland style. If folks want to do that sometime, we could add that one to the songbook. This is the easiest key to play this song in. It is not necessarily the easiest key for people to sing it in. This is an old Cynthia Lynn chart, and it is, I agree with her, this is the key that beginners want to do this song in to play it, but it's not, it's kind of high or low depending on your voice, depending on how you try to sing it. So we'll see. I might kind of make some choices to go up and down the octave, depending on where we are. I've got a whole series on transposing songs too, if you're interested in more about making the song fit your voice. But for beginners, I agree. This is the best key for this one. And Island Strum is a really nice one for this. It works well for the style of Is. If you're a more advanced player, you can pluck that first down, and that's also something that Is did. So that sounds nice. My vocals sometimes get a little confused between the Garland and the Is version, which is good because I can't sing like either of them, so it ends up being my own thing. We'll see how it goes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a place that I heard of once in the love my advice to you is if you can play all these chords really easily and you're learning some bar chords, try this song in G. You'll have to play a B minor, but it's a little easier to sing along. All right, let's go back up here. Another one, interest folks. I did put up all the dates for September too, so if anybody either on YouTube or here on Zoom is interested, there's some extra stuff happening in September. We've got a patron lesson, and we've got that teaching jam that's going to happen in the first week of September too, but I put all the dates up this morning, so those are all available now for people's calendars if you want to make sure you make it to any one of them.
So say another one. Grandma's Featherbed.
Good. I'm glad you're making requests. That's good. Grandma's Featherbed is a fun one. Actually, since we're only halfway past the hour, I'm gonna grab my banjo uke for this one, because this one is a really fun one on banjo uke, and it's the same tuning, so it's not gonna be something that nobody can play along with, but I'll just let you hear how it sounds. I've got it right here behind me. We talked about this in our office hours recently, but sometimes people ask me about this banjo uke that I have. I won it in a drawing from the Duke company. It's a Duke 10 tenor banjo ukulele with a pickup, and they went temporarily out of business during the pandemic. I believe they're in New Zealand, and they're back in business. And so he's starting to take a waiting list of people who are interested in hearing more when he has a batch of production. So let me just tune up real quick. I really do like this instrument. It's fun to play. And it can be played, you know, with all the same chords as your standard, because it's just tuned G, C, E, A. There we go. My tuner does not register the notes as easily, just because I can give that little bit of extra twang there. All right, so let's try this one. I'm going to play it on my banjo uke just for fun. And I do like to play these kind of opening rhythms. We played the whole song this way last time, but let's do something a little different this time. So for the intro, I like to do a down, 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 down. I'll skip the ups because they're a little more advanced, but you can play them certainly. I'll do it simplified for the intro. C, 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 F, 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 G7, 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 C, C, C. So that's kind of your interlude that you do in between every couple of verse and chorus pattern. And then I'm going to do a down, 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 just two for the rest of the song. So if you want to strum along with me, if that's going a little too fast, you can just do the one. It'll move a little slower if you break it down that way. Your strumming will move slower. The song will move at the same speed. All right, so let's try this one. Not too fast, Jenny. Get a hold of yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 down. Here we go. When I was a little bitty boy, just up off the floor, we used to go out to Grandma's house every month and or so. We had chicken pie and country ham, homemade butter on the bread. But the best darn thing about Grandma's house was her great big feather bed. It was 9 feet high and 6 feet wide, soft as a downy chick. It was made from the feathers of 4 and 11 geese, took a hole, pulled a cloth for the tick. It hold 8 kids and 4 hound dogs and a piggy we stole from the shed. We didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's feather bed, just like the intro. Let me scroll a little bit so we can see the next section all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. After supper we'd sit around the fire. The old folks would spin and chew. Pa would talk about the farm and the war, and my granny'd sing a ballad or two. I'd sit and listen and watch the fire till the cobwebs filled my head. maybe not the gal down the road. Didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's. It was 9 feet high and 6 feet wide, soft as a downy chick. It was made from the feathers of 11 geese to gold, all the cloth for the tick. It'd hold 8 kids and 4 hound dogs and a piggy we stole from the shed. We didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's feather bed. Didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's feather bed. There it is. Great. That's a fun one. I'm glad I got the banjo ook out. I see the request over here for New York City, so let's do that one next. This is one that some people know as a They Might Be Giants song, although it was a cover, and this is one that a very early member of the NYC Ook Squad, which is my local group that I play with, Monica, brought to us, and it was a really fun one to do, not just because we were in New York City, but because it's a nice song, and it's actually by a band called Cub that released this in the 90s. It's got a fun video, you can find it on YouTube. This is a nice one. So easy chords, ones we've already played. The E minor is the hardest one. I don't know, is this one, do we have the G and the E minor together? Yeah, so a couple places you're going to have the E minor coming after the G. And just as a beginner tip, I know, again, my folks on Zoom have heard me say this before, but if you're going to play a G and then an E minor, especially if you're going back to the G afterward, but even if you're not, sometimes you can, instead of switching your whole hand shape for the E minor, you can start with your G shape and put your pinky out on the 4th fret of your C string, and that's an E minor. You don't have to move anything about the G you've been holding, you just add a finger to it. It means that your index finger is now superfluous, you're not doing anything with it, but if you're going back to the G, then that's the easiest way usually to do that. It's just an option, and if you prefer flipping your fingers into the E minor, of course you can do that, but just to give people who haven't heard that tip before, Cynthia Lynn calls it the pinky trick, and if you're playing her version of Hallelujah, which has a lot of back and forth from G to E minor, it's a great one to practice that one on. Let's go back to our island strum here. If you're not playing island strum, do down, down, up, down, down, up, or just break it down into just the beats or the single strums. We don't have to do this one super fast. You can throw a chuck in on this one if you're practicing a chuck. Maybe I'll do that since I haven't chucked yet in this jam. I'll do the chucking island strum where it suggests it in the middle of the song, but you can keep doing regular island or whatever strum you're doing without a chuck. Let's just play this G a couple times to get into the speed of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You called me last night on the telephone, and I was glad to hear from you, 'cause I was all alone. You said it's snowing, it's snowing, God, I hate this weather. Now I walk through blizzards just to get us back together. Same melody. We met in the springtime at a rock and roll show. It was on the Bowery when it was time to go. We kissed on the subway in the middle of the night. I held your hand, you held mine. It was the best night of my life. Here's the chorus. 'Cause everyone's your friend in New York City, and everything looks beautiful when you're young and pretty. The streets are paved with diamonds, and there's just so much to see. But the best thing about New York City is you and me. There's a little bridge here after this instrumental. I'll change to the chucking, but don't feel pressured to. Statue of Liberty, Staten Island Ferry, Alphabet City, breakfast at Tiffany's, Central Park, Brooklyn Bridge, the Empire State where King Kong lives, Coney Island and back to the verse. You wrote me a letter just the other day. Said springtime is coming soon, so why don't you come and stay? I packed my stuff, got on the bus. I can't believe it's true. I'm 3 days from New York City, and I'm 3 days from you. 'Cause everyone's my friend in New York City, and everything looks beautiful when you're young and pretty. The streets are paved with diamonds, and there's just so much to see. But the best thing about New York City is you and me. You and me. You and me. You and me. One more. Last one. You and me. All right, that's a fun one. I'm glad you suggested that, Jennifer. I haven't played that one in a while. All right, we've got time for some more. I'm going to think of a request too, but you're welcome to make them. Do we have anybody still watching over on YouTube? We've got a couple of people still over on YouTube. Remember, you're welcome to make requests over there too, even if you're not playing along. You know, if you just want to hear one of these songs, we will play it for you if you like. And again, I'll just say that if you want to join us all on Zoom, there's one more of those jams, the mixed level jams, coming up this week or this month, but it's also coming up in just a couple days on Tuesday. So everybody can join on Zoom. You don't need to be a patron of mine. That happens twice a month on 2 Tuesdays every month, and then we have 2 of these beginner ones as well. So come on over to Zoom if you like for the next one. Why don't I suggest one, and then if there are requests either in the chat or that you unmute yourself, I'm happy to add them in after this. And let's do another picking one that's simple. Can't Help Falling in Love is one that I heard recently while I was on vacation at a restaurant. I heard the reggae version of it, but we're going to play this more simply. Again, another Cynthia Lynn chart, another good one for practicing finger picking, but can also be strummed. So the thing about the rhythm of this one is that rather than having 4 counts, like almost every song we've played today, it actually uses sort of a 3 pulse, or you can think of it as a 6 pulse. So you can think of it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but that's how we need to fit in our picking or our strumming. So what Cynthia suggests here is you either go, and she's numbering the fingers, not the strings. So this is backwards if you know how the strings are numbered. She wants you to go from G, C, E, A, and then do what I call turning back around and coming back to E, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. And you get that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 count by doing that. But if you got confused, as long as you hit those 6 beats, you could play other strings and it would be fine. If you want to strum the whole way through, or if you want to pick on the verses and strum on the bridge, you do it in that same 6 count, but you're going to do it in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she's capitalized the 1 and the 3 count here on the strum pattern, because if you're able, you hit those slightly more strength or slightly louder. They just get a little bit of a pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if yours all end up sounding the same, or you put the, as I say, the emphasis on the wrong syllable, it's fine. Just, 6 is the key there. So you can strum it that way the whole way through, or you can do what I'm going to do, which is pick on the verses and strum on the bridge. This is another one where you can practice this E minor. Oh, made a little check mark there. That's fascinating. You can practice the E minor and B7 shape that is the same, E minor, and then moving everything towards your face. If you're a right-handed player, all your fingers go one string towards you. That happens in the bridge, so you can practice that if you like. All right, so let's try this one not too fast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do the intro twice. Here's the second one. Here we go. Wise men say in. Doing it a little slow on purpose in case we're practicing this picking. But I can't help falling in love with you. Same thing for the second half of the verse. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Keep picking or keep strumming or switch to strumming. 4, 5, 6. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take my hand. Take my whole life too. For I can't help falling in love with you. Here's the outro. A couple single strums in this. No, I can't help falling in love with you. All right. We've got time for one more probably. Anybody holding on to a request from either page you'd love to make? Bob, you got one?
Sure. Where have all the flowers gone?
Great. Let's do it. This one's new in the songbook and new in the other songbook as well, which I just added this one last month or so, or this month? No, I think it was last month. And this one has a whole tutorial on YouTube if anybody is wanting that, both at a beginner level and also the picking version. We're going to play the beginner version, of course, so this is another one where island strum's going to work really nicely. Or I'm going to play it on the down down up just to show you how down down up can sub in for an island strum, because I know there are some people, I've talked to you, who are playing along with these who do not know island strum well enough to feel like you can do it a whole song, or also there's some people who like island strum too much and are trying to get away from it. So if either of those people is you, here's an alternative, and if you like island strum, you can just play island strum in the same time. In that same 1, 2, 3, 4 count, you can do island 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, 3, 4. There we go. I couldn't quite switch smoothly between the two while counting, but that is how you would fit in a down, down, up on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're basically doing the 1, 2 on downs, and then an up on the and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 4 island. So I'm going to play this one down, down, up, but if you were looking forward to doing this one island, fit it in the same space of time. It should work. And we'll do it a little slower than that. That was just for demonstration purposes. Let's do it about this tempo. So if you're doing either where have all the flowers gone, or where have all the flowers gone, depending on how you're strumming it. All right, so I'm going to do the down, down, up version. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Girls have picked them, everyone. Oh, when will we ever learn? Oh, when will we ever learn? Add an extra G at the end of this line. Here it is, G, 3, 4. Where have all the young girls gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young girls gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young girls gone? Gone to young men, everyone. Oh, when will we ever learn? Oh, when will we ever learn? Add that G again. I'm going to fix that in the songbook. Where have all the young men gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young men gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young men gone? Gone Thank you so much, folks. Had a smaller group today, but it was lovely. Thank you to our lurkers over on YouTube as well. I mean nothing negative by that. I'm happy to have you listening in, whether you're playing along or not. I hope you'll join us again. The September dates are all up on my Patreon in a public post. They'll be up on my website soon, so you can check them out there. And the beginner ones are already linked up here on YouTube. You can find them on my channel. So see you again, YouTube folks, and thank you.